Most of these stages, the real key to clearing them is clear the stage without taking a hit, which is itself really fucking hard. It requires you to repeatedly practice and memorize the stage and get down exactly every, motion of where all the enemies are, where all the hazards are, how you move to get through all of them. So, yeah, this... It didn't take me... This was not as bad as I feared it would be. It was pretty bad, but I was expecting incredibly bad. I was expecting so much worse. And I was pleasantly surprised that I managed to clear this in only, 9 additional hours of gameplay? As opposed to, I thought it would take, like, 18, 20. Yeah, nothing really interesting to say about that stage. You go through, you get combos where you can. That's the general idea for most stages. Is you go through, you get combos where you can. And you just don't take a hit. Lockjaw's locker. It's first underwater. You absolutely do need to make use of the up and down on the D-pad to ascend and descend faster underwater and in the air for these time trial stages. Like, that is an absolute necessity. If you don't do that at all for these stages, then you will never be able to make the times for them. So, like, that's... Again, there is some leeway when you're doing everything correctly, but you do need to, like, at the baseline, do things correctly like that. Yeah, this is mostly just, you do a lot of dodging underwater. You can take that path up there to avoid a bit of danger, and you've got the whole thing here, bonus you get to. Topsail trouble. The main thing for this one is ignore Radley. Fuck Radley. He's worthless. Just run. Radley is way too slow. Just moving along, he's too slow. And also, he prevents you from getting the combo kills. So, you won't be able to get the clock freezing, so forget about Radley. You just go through, you gotta... One thing that threw me off in a lot of these stages was the fact that when you're going by certain crates and barrels, you need to let go of run, because of course the run button is overloaded with grab and pick up objects. So if you run past these crates and barrels, you will stop to pick them up, which costs you time, and then you need to throw them to get rid of them, because you can't, like, climb the rigging while you're holding something. So that's an additional bit of time that you lose doing that. So there are certain points throughout these stages where you just need to counterintuitively, let go of the run button so that you don't grab an item that will cause you more problems later. Anyway, that was the whole Gankplank Galleon thing, so here's Second World, Crocodile Cauldron, Hothead Hop. So yeah, you see here I just jumped over that chest. That's another thing to do. Sometimes you do want to grab them, because, like, right there, that allowed me to continue running without stopping with the clobber there. Clobbers are an enemy that you cannot get the clock freezing combo thing for. Clobbers, and you can't get it for, like, jumping on click-clacks. Like, it has to be something that you do all in one motion. Also, unfortunately, ignore Squitter here. Squitter's shots do not trigger the clock freezing combo, so you lose some time doing that. He does run just as fast, but he doesn't have as maneuverable of jumping unless you're using the webbing, and the webbing is a bit slower. Unless you do it really well, which I will show a bit later off in the Squitter-centric stages. I'll show how Squitter can, in fact, actually clear stages very, very, very quickly. But, For this, I just kind of ignored him and ran past because it was easier. Cannon's Klaim. This is annoying because anytime you make a mistake, it's not just you die, it's you fall. One of the things that is, in the main game, kind of just amusing, but in this, really annoying. Whenever you die, it will play the animation of, whenever you take the hit, you'll get knocked back, and you'll fall, and you'll land, and Diddy will play his little crying animation. And in every every section of the game, every mode, it will not finish registering the death until it finishes playing that animation, which means you need to finish falling. So if you take a hit and fall off of the platform, you might be falling for like a full minute before you hit the ground and respawn. So, if that happens, then that's a lost run right there. Sometimes you can take a hit and go back to a checkpoint and still recover and get the time. But, if you're losing a lot of time from that one hit, then it's not going to work. Lava Lagoon. This is mostly just a normal underwater stage, because you're going... Like, the whole lava mechanic just means you need to tap Clapper before you enter the water section, which is pretty natural to do. So it doesn't really, like, change anything compared to this being a normal water stage. And yeah, you're going through fast enough to get the... If you're going through fast enough to get the time, then you're going through fast enough to not worry about the lava. Just trying to go. You need to be a bit careful with some of the fish, the way that they are, the way that they move. Just like you do need to like have a pretty solid understanding of exactly how all of the enemies in the game move. Like the Lockjaws, they will rear back and then charge at the spot where you were when it first saw you. So like if you move out of the way, then you can get it to charge past you and slip behind it. And yeah, here, you got Cranky accuses you of cheating because you're good at the game. Kind of bullshit gamer mentality. Red Hot Ride. This stage does not feel good to speedrun. It's just, like, using these balloons is very slow. It has a lot more leeway than it feels like. Like, you don't need to go as fast. You'll see when I get to the end that it was 2 minutes and 45 seconds was the goal time, and I beat that handily. But, like, there are spots in this stage where you need to stop and let the current carry you up, and you need to evaluate, how long do I need to sit here? Because you need to be there for long enough that you'll clear the next obstacle, but if you're there for too long, then you're slowing down, and, you want to get it just right. Also, another, explained, undocumented feature, you can make the balloon descend faster by holding down on the D-pad. There's a couple of spots where this is useful, where you need the balloon to be low to get through things. So, yeah. That's, in this instance, it's not necessary to know that, but it is useful, too. God. Just watching all of the extremely treacherous jumps and bounces I'm doing throughout this, because I will absolutely verify for everybody, yes, practicing those killed me many times. I lost many runs due to, whoops, I got this jump just a little bit imprecise, and I fell in the pit. Gotta start over, because I'm far enough past the checkpoint that there's no way to recover this run. So, one thing that's kind of nifty from just, like, having done this is, like, I get to say that I am fully capable of being a professional speedrunner, if I wanted to. If I didn't find the process of memorizing things and practicing speedruns to be incredibly dull and tedious and uninteresting. Like, if I really felt like it, I could dedicate the time and be a speedrunner. I have the skill necessary. Proof's right here. But, that's why I don't, because I don't want to. Squawks' shaft. So, yeah, in this stage, you absolutely need to do the thing where you make Squawks ascend faster by holding up. There's these couple of spots where you just kind of get some freebie combos of 3 guys in a row there. You really want to be quick on the blast barrels, not necessarily just because, you know, that's how you get the low time, but also because if you take any extra cycles on the blast barrels, that's going to affect the next couple of steps. Like, there's the zinger just afterwards, and that's going to affect the timing of how the zingers are positioned. And so you don't want to lose that, because then you'll be in a position that's less conducive to continuing to go fast. Anyway, the time was a minute, and I got 46 seconds, so, you know, there's leeway. I could have died a couple of times in there, like, shortly past checkpoints, and still made it just fine. And, but yeah, it was just, you speed past things with Squawks. That stage in particular, you really don't need to slow down much. There's just a couple of spots where you need to know where there are zingers up ahead and not barrel your way into them. But other than that, yeah, you just kind of go. Barrel Bayou here. This stage sucked because there are a lot of spots that just kind of have barrels and stuff. I don't know, am I thinking of Mudhole Marsh? I might be thinking of Mudhole Marsh. Like I've said earlier, a lot of these stages are very, like, most of these stages are very forgettable. And, like, some of them are very, like, close enough, similar enough together that they just don't have meaning. By the way, it does, like, display the hero coin there from doing Ramby, because that's how you would get it in the stage, but it just disappears immediately. Like, you don't even have the opportunity to collect it. Yeah, okay, this stage wasn't really all that bad. I'm thinking of Mudhole Marsh. That took me a lot of extra tries. This one was just utterly forgettable. Yeah, it was just there. It was just there. Some of the stages are just kind of there.